All right. So in this video, we're not going to talk about why, but we are going to talk about how many reasonable people struggle to accept two key facts. It doesn't really matter why, but it really does matter that many reasonable people struggle to are in just outright unable. Yeah, the inability to accept these two key facts. And so the definition of conception has been changed. Historically, conception was understood to mean fertilization, the moment when a sperm and an egg unite to form a unique human life with its own DNA. So what is really conception? It doesn't, historically, it says historically here, but what does it really mean? In real life, like based upon, real embryology, medical science we will understand that the ovulation occurs and the sperm will meet the egg, and boom, at that moment there's a baby. I mean, there's nobody that can deny that. But they want to redefine that. They want to redefine the conception. However, modern medical organizations, including ACOG, so this is the American College of Gynecology. American College of Gynecology have redefined conception to mean implantation. Right? This shift is not based on biological reality, but rather on political, legal, and pharmaceutical interests. By redefining conception, the industry avoids acknowledging the loss of a human life when implantation is prevented. All right, so what will they say? They say, well, the blastocyst failed to implant. What does that sound to me? That sounds like just the potential, but it certainly was not a potential. It really was. Um, it sounds like for example, the sperm. That there's hundreds and thousands of even millions of sperm that will fail to meet with the egg. Does that mean that a sperm is a unique human life? No. Right. So that's what that's what they make it sound like. It's just a sperm that has failed to conceive the egg, but it certainly is not. Right. So there's a very a very strong deception here, and it's not based upon medical science. It certainly is based upon just the industry and certainly the pharmaceutical interests. And Dr. Dow Shirley is aware of this fact. All right, so the number two fact is that successful fertilization occurs. And the baby dies at implantation, right? So this is really sad, and then this is why this is such a serious matter. This is a very egregious crime. Yeah. So even those who accept that fertilization creates a new human life often deny the fact that many contraceptives and so-called preventative drugs do not always stop ovulation, but instead make the uterine lining inhospitable. This means that a successfully conceived human embryo can die before implantation due to external interference. Despite the biological evidence in embryology textbooks, many refuse to acknowledge this uncomfortable reality, as it would force them to reconsider their stance on birth control and reproductive rights. This resistance to truth is not based on scientific evidence, but rather on emotional and ideological conditioning, making it difficult for many to confront the ethical implications of their beliefs. All right, so let's go back to number two here. What does that mean? Successful fertilization occurs. Okay, there's a baby, the baby. Okay, so we're going to be very simple, very easy to understand, right? The sperm will meet the egg. There's a baby there, so the ovulation occurs, and the baby will be created. There's a 50% DNA from the mother, 50% DNA from the father, and the baby here will, at the later stage, a very natural and very healthy stage of development, which is the implantation, the baby will die. Okay, so they cannot, and these are reasonable people. I mean, and that's the thing too. It's incredible to imagine that these people who are otherwise mentally competent, I don't know how I can word this, but these reasonable people who understand basic the basic reality, they are having a serious time to they're struggling, and some other times they basically cannot accept these two key facts. So what do I mean by that? So I have multiple conversations with my with a lot of people. I've been talking to this with a lot of people, and basically there's um two groups of people. So the one will be, accepting it, but they will not 100% understand the evidence of it. So, I provided evidence of this on my YouTube channel. I do provide the evidence, but they don't look at the evidence and they say, okay, well, if you say so, basically. And then the second group of person will just not accept it, and they will say, and they will stop talking to me. They just already stop talking to me, or they start talking about something else. And it's not like somebody that it seems like basically I'm the only one, and that's why that there's no real reason that we should be looking at how many people accept this. It doesn't really matter how many people accept it. The truth is the truth, regardless if there's one person that accepts it or zero people. It doesn't matter. Nobody accepts it. It is still the truth. The truth is what? Of course, the baby will die. The very, very precious and inestimable, yeah, the baby it's the value is, you cannot estimate the value of the baby. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say here. And unfortunately, the baby will die at implantation, causing this to be a crime and causing this issue to be extremely important. Right? So, but they just cannot accept this, and it will probably work in Dr. Dow's favor, right? That the matter that the people cannot understand the reality, and they will just continue on in their the human mind, right, fails to accept this, right, and that's really what's important to understand. It's a some sort of psychological kind of barrier. I don't know what you could call it, to disregard it's not some sort of hearsay evidence. I mean, these are scientifically um, sound, reasonable arguments that are based in fact, and they even admit so, that that the baby will die in implantation, which is pretty it's ridiculously she is ridiculously culpable in not only hiding these facts, but hiding behind the shield that is the this kind of cognitive refusal to admit, right? It's the human nature, right? They cannot imagine something so evil to be true, but it certainly is. It is evil. It certainly is. So these people are reasonable people, and that's the thing too. They are not, and they're not dumb people, right? They're not stupid people. They are very, very smart, reasonable people, and they cannot accept this for 1 minute.